Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Morning, Barbara. It's lovely to hear from you. Today is ketchup. Let's just pop that around. Ketchup. We're doing ketchup again. Excuse the format today. As always, there's always something happening, and today it absolutely poured down. So squished in my front room at the moment. So pop that there. So it's all about ketchup. Oh dear. Oh, see that? All about ketchup today. So excuse it's a little bit wonky today, but hopefully it will be better than normal. I'll just put it back. It's a bit well, I did say right at the beginning it's like fun with flags, so hey ho. So Sheldon, if you're watching, see, everything's going to pop. But I'm here, and hopefully the stuff will be streaming through much better than normal. So what's the time? It looks like 4 o'clock to me, all but. So if you're ready, we'll do ketchup, which fell over. Yeah, it's going to be one of them days. But it can't be any worse than yesterday when it didn't actually work at all. So we'll give it a go. It's doing it again, round and round and round. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh my gosh, I don't know why it's not streaming well. Everything's off. We've got nothing running. And I know David's not working on it. We've got no cameras on, so I'd have no idea why it's going round and round. But I'm just going to continue today. So, moving on. So today is all about ketchup. So if you remember rightly what we were doing, so it's all about going round. So I'll do a quick catch up of what we've done so far. So we did scrolls, different scrolls, because I saw them on gates, and there were other scrolls, if you remember rightly. Okay, so different ways we were doing scrolls. I'm glad it's okay now. There's not a lot else I can do. We did different types of scrolls. What else did we do? Also, the other scroll I rather liked was this one. And then we coloured these in. And I have got that on my T-shirt here. I don't know if you can see it. Going around my T-shirt here are the scrolls. And I really like that one because it looks really good when you colour it in. So if you want it a darker, you can colour it in. If you want it even darker, you could do these bits quite big so that the bit you colour in is actually darker. Okay, so we did scrolls. The other thing we did was bricks. So we did different sorts of bricks. So we had the normal brickwork. Yeah, and then all the other things that you can do with brickwork, like make this bigger, colour some of these in if you want to get a pattern over. So we did different brickwork. Just go back and look at this week's or any of my workshops online and you'll get it. And then we'll continue with where we are today. The other one I did was things in squares. And if you remember rightly, I saw these different drain covers with different patterns. And I think one of my patterns I really liked was the squares, where the squares were in squares. And then we started joining them up in different ways, like this, giving it a bit of an interesting patterns within squares. Okay, again, just recap on that one that we did. Oh, I've got my cloth, that's handy. And the other one we did, which was yesterday, which I'm sadly to say we missed, was fans. So I'm going to give a quick demonstration on fans, and that's where we did a line and then we turned it into a fan. And I did this one for Barbara because she's got some fantastic material and it's got fans on it. So you do that. And then we expanded on these fans. Okay, so each one's meant to look like a fan. And I can't say recap on that one because it never came out. And again, depending on how you want to do it, you just make all these fans. And then we sort of expanded on that idea. Again, we'll just fill in a couple. And then what I'll do is I'll expand on the ones we did Oh, that's a bit sad, that one. Okay, then we'll do another one here. Okay, so all we did was circles, half moon, and then that. And then we had different ways of showing off the fans. And one of the ones was to give it a line here. So you could give it a line, so it just highlights it a little bit more. Or you can colour a little bit in, which is the one I liked. You can just colour a bit in. You can also make that one a bit thicker with a line in here, and it actually makes it stand out, which I quite liked that one. As you start going into it, and you'll see my one in a minute how I've done mine. So that makes the fan actually stand out. So each time you do it, as you can see, it stands out, which I thought was quite a nice one. It brings it forward. You can give it a couple more lines if you wanted. And the other thing to do was to colour in. So if you wanted to, you could colour in every other line. Yeah, so if you wanted to use colour, you can. Again, colouring in the lines, leaving a gap. So that was the fan one I was showing yesterday, which sadly went to buffer face. I'm just checking I haven't missed anything. There was another one where if you wanted to do, say you were doing like a horse or something like that. So I'll just get rid of this one. So if you had, say, a horse's mane, okay, it is his ear, okay, and you wanted to give it a different sort of thing, you could actually use this fan, but come out further like that. So you would give it a completely different, you could spike it out. Yeah, I mean, some of these would cross over. It's just another dimension to the fan shape. And again, if you want to colour the middle bit in, you can. If you want to do a line in it, okay, so that's what would build on. Okay, so you would just do something like that around here there. Or if perhaps you had something you wanted you could just do that. And again, it is just an extension on the fan and growing that idea. Hi Lisa, nice to have you back. Sorry about yesterday. So they're the fans. What I want to do with you now is to crack straight on with our NHS sign. And I'm glad Lisa's there because I stole her idea. So this is where I am today. So I've been putting my one, I've been gradually filling it in. I don't know if this will stay stuck on because nothing seems to work today, but that's nothing new. So I thought I'd show you what I've been doing. And to start with, let's just look at the N. Okay, so looking at the N, you look here, you look at this section here, it's quite just circles. It's just circles. But when I started to colour it in, look how more interesting it sort of pops out. So I wanted to show you with it filled in and with it not filled in here. Let's just cover that one up and not filled in. So this side pops up to you and this side doesn't. So I think that's quite an interesting thing. The next thing we did was basket. So here it is starting to get a bit intricate on the basket work. And I might colour some of this in and I'll show you in a minute. And this was the fans I did yesterday. So as you can see, these are the fans. Okay, but if I show you the ones I did and coloured in, look how much they stand out. And that's what I wanted to show you, that just by adding another line, it gives you a 3D effect. Okay, so I thought we could work on this today and actually show you it being filled in. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the back at the moment. I might just do brickwork, but oh, I'm glad somebody likes it. Thank you. So around here I've got my pens, and as I said, I've had to move everything around because of the rain that was absolutely belting down, and you couldn't hear me, or you wouldn't have been able to. But sadly, it's now stopped. But I'm still in here. So I'm going to get on with this this one here because I want to show you a little bit more. And if I pull you closer, and hopefully that you are, if you could see how you're balanced on here, it's quite funny. So you're balanced on a chair, on a buffet, on a chair, because to get you to the right height, normally you're on in my studio, but today, as you can see, you're on it, you're balanced up here. Oh, and there's one of my favorite pictures there. But moving on. Okay, so if I bring you a little bit closer without it all toppling over. I think you're there. Right, so as you can see, this bit here, it's quite intricate. I'll pull you in as close as I can. I'm hoping you can see that okay. Looks a bit better. Okay, so all I was doing here, if you remember rightly, it was doing just 3 or 4 lines. Sometimes I only manage 2. Sometimes I manage a few more. But we've got a bit of a dilemma here, which I wanted to show you again. So as you can see, as I've gone round here, it's actually the shape of the zeros, of the little circles. I haven't had to do a line outside because the line is there. But if you look here, can you see where the 3, I'll bring you closer. If you can see here where the 3 lines, there's no shape to it. There's no shape to it. Here I've got the line going down so you can see the edge, but here there's no edge. So you might want to put an edge around it when you're doing this sort of design or not. I've got the same sort of issue here. When it comes down here, I've sort of tried to incorporate it in the fan, but look here, this bit, it hasn't. So depending on how it looks is how I will address that. And what I'll do is I'll carry on as I am. And if I think it could look better in some other way, I would then address it by doing a line all around it. And I'd probably do it in the same colour so it wouldn't look too obvious. Now that bit's quite big here. See those lines there? Now I can either put some more lines inside, because if we look, some of the gaps are quite big, but that is a very big gap. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave it, not worry about it until I've finished, and then go back. And then if I think it needs some of that, I can just work out as I go along. And I think this has come out quite well. I like that. My favourite pig. So here we go. If I just carry on like this, and again, remember what I said. I mean, I've gone over the line here. It's not a big deal. This is just about enjoying and having a bit of a relax, enjoying yourself. And I don't really have a, I'm just going to sneak into this area. Can you see? So if you look here, so where the green and the orange goes together, I'm just going to fill in the gaps. Where there's little gaps, I'm just going in so it looks as if it's actually blended in to the picture. So, and I'm showing you that really so that when you do other designs, you can work out whether you want to, how you want to do that part of your picture. So if you were doing say a round face or a horse's head or something like that, you either want to blend it in. Do you remember when I was showing you with the Scout logo, I was doing my teddy bear? I wanted the head actually to look as if it was a head, but when I did the arms, I wanted it to blend in. So it just depends how you do that. It's not a big deal. It's just a bit of fun. So remember, don't get stressed over this. We didn't do our exercises, did we? Never mind. We can always do a few more when I'm done. I've got a couple of mistakes there, but no one will know it's there. Only I know it's there. And it's not a problem. I can point them out to you, but do you know, I don't think it's necessary. I think we just need to work out what works for us and get on with that. So can you see how that's building? Now I quite like the way I've made this pop out. So what I'm going to do, and that's why I've saved this bit, is the little triangle, little gaps in between. I'm just going to fill those in, and all of a sudden this whole design will pop out to you. And you don't have to colour lots in. Just do the odd bit here and there where there's a little gap or a little triangle. If you sort of aim for all the triangles where you've got little gaps here and there. Try not to do too many in one spot. Spread it around. Can you see already that design is starting to pop out? And I do this if I want to show maybe like on my horse, one of the designs is on the rear hump and I want it to look like muscle. So doing it like this, it actually looked like a muscular area on my horse. Now, no one else might look at that and go, what is she on about? But to me, it worked, and I rather liked that idea. So what I'm going to do, what I've decided to do, as you can see, I'm just filling in a couple of the bits here, and that will just be enough for the top to work. So I probably won't have to colour that in. So I think doing it like that will just be enough to show it's a rounded area. And I'll probably do the same to a few bits as we go along. As you can see, how it's making that whole area now stand out. I'll just fill a few more in. So I think the fan has come out quite well. I think this part is now coming out quite well. I'm just going to do a few more areas. And then maybe we will move on to the background, because I wasn't sure, I don't know if you can see, but there's a big heart here, and that was going to be blue. So I think more than likely I am going to do that in a brick format, so it looks a little bit, I don't know, using up all the ideas that we've done this week, but I think that might look nice. I also looked at doing another way, which was, if I just pull that back, I mustn't use that pen because that's indelible. I also was looking at, if you use a pencil, do you remember we were doing circles? I think we're filling, was it last week? No, we were doing scrolls. So I was looking at doing scrolls. So if my heart shape is like this, okay? So if that's part of the heart, okay, like that, okay? So, and I wanted to do, that's what I was going to do. I was going to go all the way around in pencil with circles, like this. Like that. And obviously all the way that round. And this is where we've got, here we've got N, H, and then we got the S over there. Okay, so we got the NHS over there. What I was going to do is, in blue, was going to do flowers. I was just going to do flowers all the way around in blue. Now I'm either going to do it something like that. I think that's what I decided on. And I think that would look quite nice on the way round. So I would do my picture. And I think it looks better if it's blue. What we could do is see if it looks better with it coloured in. And I could trial a few on another piece of paper and then have it empty in the middle. So it's more like forget-me-nots. Quite like that idea. I think forget-me-nots looks quite good. I do like forget-me-nots, especially this time of year. Reminds me of my sister. So she gave me some forget-me-nots in my new house years ago. And the seeds have reseeded and reseeded. I've moved twice and I've still got a garden full of her forget-me-nots. Okay, they're the seeds of seeds of seeds, but they do remind me of her, and they're the same seeds. I've made sure that I've never had them from anywhere else. So I think I'm going to go with this pattern. I rather like the idea of having forget-me-nots, which are in fact blue flowers. If I sort of do it like that, and I think they have yellow centres, but I might have a yellow, so I think that would look quite good. Forget-me-nots is the flower for May, for my birthday month. Oh, see, I know forget-me-nots are special. That's why I painted some brooches with forget-me-nots on, because they do mean a lot to me. So that is sort of how I would work out what I was going to do. So if we go back to my picture, I hope you're able to do this with your designs, and then you can get them up in your windows. I'm going to do rainbows next week, I think. It'll be really good. I think that might be nice. So all the way around here there's a love heart. I don't know if you can see it. And then what I'm going to do is I'll do some circles in pencil, and then in each pencil I will do a flower. Now normally I would then go back and erase it, but it's going on a high window, so no one will see it anyway, so it's not a big deal. So shall we go back and look at this? As I was showing you, what I decided to do was put in a little bit here. So we're redoing these ones because I left it for you to see what it was like with or without. Make that bit bigger, and as you can see, the whole thing starts to stand out. Yeah, can you see that? So it's lovely to have you all join me. It's a very special month for me, so makes me feel, and I love Easter, so it's been a bit of a strange family gathering that we managed to do via Zoom, which was great. So I hope you're all staying safe. We got another 3 weeks of this, haven't we? We've got another 3 weeks, so we just have to carry on. So see how that's now popping out? And it certainly looks like some of your material, Barbara, that you've got. It's beautiful. And again, I'm just making sure I'm staying within the S. That should start to look like an S when it comes up. I don't know if you can see that. I might just put one in there, but I will leave it and see if it looks good enough. We're just trying to make sure that the shape of the S is kept at all times. See? So here's the S guy, like that, and then go like this, still keeping, and you see I'm still keeping that S shape. So it's just starting to come up now, and then the next one would go here. I just want to get around the corner so that you can see how I would do the corner, because I'm not quite sure myself. And here we go. So here's another one. So the S actually comes around here. Don't know if you can just see that. So if I have the like that, that's there. And again, can you see we're now having to not have the edge of the S? Can you see that? So that's where it would end. And again here, if I just put some of these in, and that is what I'm on about. Can you see? We haven't got an edge on this bit, but it might just be enough for it to pop out and show. So I shall continue with this over the next couple of hours, because I think it will probably only take me an hour to finish it, I think. Even though it's quite big, I've got plenty of pen. I'm just going to pull you back a bit because it's getting time to say goodbye. So thank you for joining me, and I think I'm glad we managed to get the fans on there. I hope to have that finished, and I'll put a picture up on my Facebook page, and hopefully all the neighbours will see it, and maybe it'll inspire them to join in too. So I just want to say thank you for your perseverance and joining me today. It's nice to see a few more people. Do subscribe so that you can pop in and go on the live chat and say hello, because that would be very lovely to join me. On top of that, stay safe, have a lovely weekend. We missed our deep breathing and rolling our shoulders back, so let's just calm. Love the fans. I love the fans. I knew you'd love the fans. I did them special for you. Roll your shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath. And remember, everything's going to be fine. Have a lovely weekend. Do a bit of doodling. Do a bit of reading. But most of all, get in the sun if there is some sun out there, and get your vitamin D up. Okay, drink plenty of water. Don't forget to go to my Facebook page and say hello. Put up your pictures. I know some of you already have, so thank you for that. And I'll see you next Monday. So see you next Monday, 4 o'clock. Stay safe. Thanks for the workshop, honey. Oh, well, thanks for joining us. Thank you for joining us. I stopped my coursework to watch you. Well, that's just wonderful. I feel very special, and I can't tell you how lovely it is to have you join me. What I would like you to do, if you can, is just share my Facebook, this one on your Facebook page. So if you could share from my art Facebook page to your page for your friends to see, and then ask 3 of your friends to share it, because next week I want to try and expand a bit bigger. So all I'm asking you to do is share it to your page, and then if you can, share it to your page, and then ask 3 of your friends to share it on their page, and then get their 3 friends. So if everyone shared it 3 times, a bit like the virus, sadly, it would grow, because I'd really like to see more people joining and get some more ideas, because maybe there's something you could share with me too. So again, thanks for watching. Take care. Carry on with your coursework, Lisa. I think you're amazing. Thank you for joining me, Barbara, and being so helpful with the video and everything, making sure everything's nice and clear, and giving me lots of feedback. Miss you all. Stay safe. Love and light to you all. Bye.